All right, this little video is targeted towards people trying to learn Tongan or missionaries who might be called to serve in Tonga or a Tongan-speaking mission. This is just a little bit about the Tongan language, and these are some tips from me personally studying the Tongan language. The Tongan language is not the hardest language ever. It's honestly relatively easy in comparison to a lot of languages. It's pretty simple. There's not very many letters in the alphabet. You don't have to conjugate verbs, but like any language, it doesn't come instantly. It takes some work to pick it up. What I found to be most helpful while learning Tongan was to listen really closely when people were speaking to me in Tongan. And when they said things that I knew absolutely nothing about, I would take out a little notepad and write them down. And then later, when I had my own time to look them up, I would look them up in the dictionary and just keep a running list. And that really helped me to pick up on the most commonly used phrases and words and speak as the people spoke, which I hope they appreciate. I don't know. The Tongan language has a few sounds that we're not really used to as English speakers. The first one is probably the nga. Nga is one of the letters in the Tongan alphabet. It's just an N and a G put together, but it makes a little different sound, and some people have a hard time pronouncing it when they're first learning. So the best way that I can describe it is when you say the word sing, you just use that last sound and sing, and then that becomes the nga. That's the nga sound. So there's words like ngatu or ngahi or tangutu. Those all use that nga letter. And so if you haven't mastered the pronunciation of that sound, I would start working on it now, because it will really help you to pronounce words correctly. What other Tongan language tips do I have? Honestly, I noticed the biggest difference in my language improvement when I started reading in Tongan. I would read my scriptures in Tongan after about 3 months of being in the mission. I should have done it sooner, but I was still holding on to reading in English because I wanted to be able to absorb everything and understand what I was reading. But once I got to a point where I could understand a little bit, I started reading in Tongan, and that helped so much. I felt like I wasn't understanding, although I could speak some sentences before that. But then when I started reading my scriptures in Tongan, I really started to understand what people were saying. I don't know why, but I tend to think that reading the Book of Mormon in Tongan or any other language really, really does help, and there's like a special power in that, but just really reading in general helps a ton with language development. So that would be my biggest suggestion. And just work hard. Don't think that you're just gonna wake up one day and be a pro. It takes work. So the best speakers do their language study every day, and don't give up just when you're at the last 6 months of your mission and you feel like you've got it down. Keep trying, because there's always something new to learn. I do not know everything. I need to practice so much, but it's never ending. You're always learning, so always keep up your language study and you'll be blessed for it. You really will.